We're ready?
We're ready.
Okay. I don't know if anybody can hear that sound, but that's the sound of a match and a lighter. Me and Mustafa are over here at Castle Cigars, firing one up, getting ready for our second podcast.
Second podcast.
Second podcast. Time flies.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How was your day today?
Oh, it was great. I got a lot done. I was a lot more productive than I thought I was going to be today.
That's what I like to hear you.
And you know what started it is you telling me to make a plan. I wrote everything down, and hour by hour, I was on top of it.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It is. It is.
You know, one guy said to me, and I'll never forget it, you don't have to get ready if you're ready.
Like that.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Boy, I tell you that, you know, these little cliches that you hear throughout your career in life,
Right.
I pick right up on them because I love to hear them.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, you just those simple things. I was always against making a list. All right, I was not your list guy. I could care less. I got it. I'm going to remember everything. I got this. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, making that list is good. How's that cigar?
Oh, this cigar is amazing. Oh, man.
So we're just starting them up. We're over here at Castle Cigars. I'm over here at 2666 Hamburg Street. Mustafa, boy, I tell you, since we came up with the idea, all day today I was thinking about it, going, wow, well, this is fantastic.
Right.
You know, and we started this because we just connected, and he's bringing on the technology part, which I'm old now. You know that because I told you a million times. You know, I'll be 61 this month, and you're 27,
Yes.
and he's 27. So we were sitting around one night, and we had like such this huge gap, but he was so interested in so many things, and I've got so much to say and to talk about because, boy, I tell you, your experience is the greatest.
Yes.
And you were interested. And if you can sit here and listen to me, I'll tell you, you're a saint, man. But, you know, so he brought on the technology part because I can use these phones and I can do certain things and I can make it through. But to do all this, that's why you need teamwork.
Right.
I couldn't have done it without you. And actually, yesterday I had some people coming in. They go, Rick, what's that? Where I can go look at the podcast and I can do this and this and that. So that's pretty awesome.
No, and I love it. And, you know, the reason, like you said, that we're doing this is because of the age gap between us. But age is just a number to an extent.
Yes.
But you have experience. That's what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm missing. You know, I can start a business. I know how to do the paperwork now. I know how to find a lawyer. I know how to find a CPA. But I'm going to get screwed if I don't pay attention. You know, if I'm not with somebody that's experienced and has done certain things and has gone down certain paths, I'd be lost.
Yeah, you need someone who can really guide you. Since I opened my first store, the jewelry store, because you know I also do that, in '96, and if I could go back to '96 and relive that, what I know now, because you always hear the saying,
Right.
if I know now what I knew back then, or whatever the heck you say, right?
Right.
I'm a little dyslexic, so sometimes that happens. But, you know, if I did know back then what I know now. But I think what happens is that if you don't go through it all and really understand everything of what you're doing and the procedure, not just, you know, business as a whole, you know, I made many, 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 many mistakes, more than what I really wanted to. But in the beginning, no one said, hey, Rick, you know, I got this, we'll show you this and show you that. It was all trial and error. For me now, where I'm at, and when you came around, you rebirthed the experience, because you can't take the experience and knowledge with you. You have to give it on.
That's right.
And like I said, you were willing to check it out, and that's why you know, like you said today, you made your list, you checked out things. I mean, just those simple things, you know, put you ahead. You know, the old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, but you have to go through it. Like I have two boys,
Right.
they're men now, okay, And as they were growing up, they were 15, 16, 17 in that era. And I used to say to them, look, I don't know what you guys are going to be, but just follow my lead a little bit and you should be fine. And they're doing great today.
Right.
So that's all you can do.
Exactly.
I don't have a crystal ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that a million times.
But you are the crystal ball in some sense.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
Styx had that.
what was that?
Styx. Styx is a band.
Okay.
So
all
for
right.
you 80s people out there, you can understand what I'm saying. But you know,
yeah.
a lot in your age, you're going to go, crystal ball, Styx. What are you talking about? Yeah. Well, you know, I think I could go on like an 80s rock show.
Yeah.
And I think I could probably ace it. You know.
Okay.
But because those were days. Those were the good days.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, business wise, following the lead. You know, and as we keep going, we do have some questions that people were asking.
Yes.
And, I might not know everything, but I'm going to give you what I've got.
Right. And that's that's why people came here.
Right.
Because they saw the intuition that you have, they saw the passion that you have, and they wanted to ask a question, so they asked a question.
And you get an answer.
Right.
You know, when I was back in your age, if I asked a question, I didn't look intelligent or smart. So I kind of shied away from all that stuff. Instead of asking, I just kind of white-knuckled it.
Right.
You know, today I don't white-knuckle nothing. If I don't know, I ask.
Exactly.
Because I don't know everything. We all don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get the information quicker and see how it works, you
Right.
go, wow, that worked.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the best part. When I opened Castles, I said to myself, can I do it? Can I leave the jewelry store every day and come here every night?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was a commitment.
Right.
But when you love something,
Yes.
okay, as much as I love jewelry, love cigars, and I was around the cigar places, and I said, wow, there's something here. And I just took it to another level.
You certainly did.
Yeah, I had a gentleman in the store today.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you this.
Okay.
Because this is all part of. He was a 20-year-old guy.
Right.
Comes in. He was all depressed. He was all depressed, right? So he was. I did a transaction for him, and on his license, he was smiling, like he was like so happy, right? You know?
Right.
It was like, so I looked at him. I go, "Is this you?" Right? I go, "Is this you?" I go, "How come you're not smiling?" And he starts laughing. So we had a situation, and by the time we got done, he was laughing his ass off, right?
Right.
And he's going to be coming to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
He went somewhere else, got a cigar, wasn't happy with it. I said, you know what? I want everybody to go around, just like in jewelry. I want you to go around. I want you to check things out.
Right.
And he's going to come here. He's going to play some cornhole, some darts.
Hey, all right.
And he was so happy when he left. For me, that was just a great thing today. And you saying your list today and everything,
Right.
that makes it all worth it.
Right.
That makes it all worth it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, and you've given me some absolutely amazing advice over the last couple of months that we've really been talking. From the list to different parts of the business, just giving me little bits of insight here and there as well. It's amazing. I couldn't get it anywhere else. And if I did get it from somewhere else, I don't know how reliable that information is.
Well, you know what you do now, you get some outlets, like a real estate transaction. You have 3 houses you looked at, and you're saying, well, this is a good price for all that stuff. Same with your information. You take your information, you mull it over, and say, okay, yeah, this is the best decision I can make at this time in this economic world
Right.
that we're in right now. That's all you can do is make that. I get approached with many opportunities, and some I might hop on right away. But if it takes me a week,
Right.
if it takes me a couple of days, if it takes me a month, depending on the situation, there's no hurry because I made all those mistakes.
Yes.
And this is why I don't want people out there to make the same mistakes I made.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to always make some.
Right.
You're not going to catch them all.
Right.
But at least we can catch a good percentage of them.
That's right.
So,
And kind of like you're saying, patience. Have a little bit of patience. There are some business decisions that have to be made in that moment, right? But for the majority of them, and you can speak on this a little bit more, would you say that you have what's your time frame for most decisions? Like, do you think about it over a night? Do you give yourself 2 days, 3 days, couple hours?
Yeah, a couple days sometimes.
Couple days?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't jump to it. I used to be, in the beginning, I was a rabbit,
Right.
so you always, and then, because, you don't have the whole sphere of everything. So you're just kind of winging it.
Right.
And like you said about trust, I was trusting a lot of those people. But as time went on, boy, did I learn. I used to go to all the shows, the Vegas shows, New York shows for all the jewelry, and now I just manufacture everything in the store.
Right.
And that took some years to get to that level, to learn the whole situation.
Right.
When in the cigar world now, this I've been here like 3 years now, and the place is fantastic. I got the greatest people in the world here. I got the camaraderie, the care. I mean, everything in this place. So some Sunday you come on over and you'll see what I'm talking about. But
Come over, play some cornhole.
well, a couple more weeks. And that's what he said too. He goes, "Is that the place that I see everybody playing out cornhole?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, great! I can't wait to come over." So we have a lot of fun.
That's right.
What I want to do is, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we're smoking right now.
That's right. This is a cigar podcast still. We still got cigars on here.
We're integrating. We're going to jump around till we get total formats, but
Right.
We're starting up.
Exactly. That's right.
Starting up.
We got to start somewhere.
You got to start. You know what I always told my boys?
What's that?
They always said, "Dad, where do I start?" You know what I told them? From the beginning. From the beginning.
That's the most dad answer I ever heard about life. Where you start, Dad? Just start at the beginning. But there's truth in that. You're right. You're right. You have to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, and if you take out, it's like I can remember, like I always wanted to go weightlifting, right? And anything you do is a commitment.
Right.
Okay, it's a commitment.
Yes.
So now I'm like, all right, I got to go to the gym 3 times a week, and I got to go feel some pain, and I got to do this, and I did it for a little while, then fall off the horse, right? But in business, okay, you just steady as she goes. The right people, the right connections, and that's why this place here at Castle Cigars is the people that you meet in here.
Yes.
Boy, you can bounce off anything off anybody. You will be guided. Because you're going to get the real answers here.
Right.
You're not going to get the fluff.
Yes.
You're not going to get that backdoor stuff or whatever.
Right.
You don't have time for that anymore. You want to move forward. And when I was your age, I didn't have what you're getting today. I didn't get the in-depths.
Right.
I might have got some overviews, but not really like this. So,
right.
Right. But we are smoking. I want to go over what we're smoking today. This one that I'm smoking is the Knuckle Sandwich. Okay, this cigar here. This is Guy Fieri's, the guy that goes around with the diners.
Yeah.
This is his cigar. Espinosa makes this cigar.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, I had one yesterday, and I am the pickiest. And if anybody knows me, I am the pickiest cigar smoker.
Yes.
Because the only one I smoke is the Punisher. And I know a lot of guys out there go, "Oh, you smoke that thing? That thing's dog crap, blah blah blah, and all whatever, But it's my thing, and I love them. So right now I'm out of them. So I ventured out. I had one of these yesterday, and I got to tell you, the draw. It's a Maduro. Okay, it's got some great flavors in here. I'm gonna go over that with you. It's got like some spice, some dark chocolate, some fruity, like a little fruity. But when you smoke a cigar, okay, when you first start a cigar, you got to smoke the whole cigar.
That is something you told me too, right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning, and because I wasn't really taught in the beginning about. I kind of just wung it.
Right.
All right. So when you're smoking a cigar, you got to smoke the whole thing before you can really make an assessment on it. So my pet peeves on a cigar, number one is a draw. If the draw isn't great, I don't want to tug on it. I don't want to have to, you know, poke it and try to fix the wrap and relight it and all this stuff.
Right.
So this is a great cigar. I'm telling you. It's called the Knuckle Sandwich. And then what Mustafa is smoking, he's smoking the Leaf by Oscar. And I'll tell you, what they did, what a marketing tool they did, right?
That's amazing.
What they did, they wrap it in a separate leaf.
Yes. Yes.
So it's kind of a mystique. What's
Right.
inside that wrap?
Right.
Right? What a
Right.
marketing thing.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was great. You know, and that cigar has like let's see what it's got in here. It's got also hints, some different blends. It's got some the coffee in there a little bit.
Right.
I mean, you're smoking it right now. What do you feel you're tasting? We're only about a quarter into the cigar.
Right.
What you start probably getting some hints because every cigar it goes through different blends that the roller does.
Right.
So
Right now, I'm getting a little bit of kind of that chocolatey flavor that you're getting there, but there is a little bit of nuttiness in there as well. I don't know if that's actually part of it or if maybe I'm just mispalating it, but I've always loved the Maduros. Anything wrapped in a Maduro wrapper. I said that last time. I'll smoke it, but this is an experience the entire way through, like you were saying. Whereas I've smoked other Maduro cigars and I'll get the first quarter of it. It's a nice flavor. And then after that, I'm just kind of smoking it as a pastime.
you're like,
But this,
whatever now.
I feel it the entire way through. It's amazing.
Yeah, the selection I have over here, I'm always trying to put some different things in here. Anybody can carry, and they're all good. Don't get me wrong. The Perdomas, the Alec Bradley line, the
Yes.
whole, and I'm learning still.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the part. I'm still learning.
Right.
I'm not. I don't consider myself an aficionado.
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself a guy who loves cigars and learning.
Right.
And that's what everybody else is doing here too.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a gentleman here who I consider aficionado. And one night we'll have him on here.
Okay.
Talk about wow. All right. I mean, just he is so wired to cigars,
Right.
and it's so good because if I have a question or any of my customers in here have a question that I can't answer, he's right there.
Right.
And you got to have that.
Yes.
That's another part of the team. You cultivate a good team.
Right.
You're building a team every day. Everybody that you come in contact with, you can kind of do your assessment right away.
Right.
Am I going anywhere with this, or are we just we doing the dance here?
Right.
What are we doing?
Right.
So
There's always that facade, right? That wall that people put up, and it's a defensive mechanism. But at the same time, you got to get to know somebody. And what was that rule that you talked about? Have about 2 years before you really know someone.
could definitely take that long. You got to get to the core. It's like I was talking to somebody the other day. I said you got to get to the. Remember, I don't know. You probably don't remember the commercial, but you had to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. You had to lick it till you got to the center of the Tootsie Pop.
Yes.
Right? And how many licks? And then the owl, I think it was an owl that did it. And they would just bite it and get to the center right away. Funny stuff. But it makes sense because you have to take your time, You just bit it off and like, I'm here. All right, now what do you do?
Right. Right.
So, yeah, you definitely have to, in my experience, have to give everybody a chance because you don't know.
Right.
That's what we're built on, right? Without communication and without talking to people, how are we ever going to know? The gap of where I came from, you got information through newspapers and TV.
Right.
You got some mailers out there. You got some information. But today, look what we're doing.
Right.
This is, you can't get any more direct information than this.
Then right here.
And right here, there's no way. And then, like I said, here, the networking at Castle, and even in my jewelry store, the thousands and thousands of people that I wait on and I take care of and everything, I've learned from all of them over the years. I take a piece from everybody and build.
Right.
And then, because someday, they call it a toolbox. One day, you're going to reach in your toolbox and you're going to go, I remember that. I'm going to use that today. That's how you get there.
There's only one way to get there. And we're going back to what you started this with. You have to just start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning. Ask
Start at the beginning.
questions.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Right.
You know?
The tagline that I've set up is find something you're passionate about. Ask the questions. And what's your famous line every single time? You got to be all in.
You got to be all in.
That's it right there.
Yep, all in. You know, I knew from the beginning where I was definitely all in when we started the store. You know, and then you groom into business. When I started this 3 years ago, I just took all my experiences,
Mm-hmm.
looked around. I was a big sponge,
Right.
and I said, you know, there's something different, and that's what every business is. You're finding your niche, finding your thing that separates you from the pack. So
Yeah, how are you going to be different than the next guy?
right,
What actually separates you?
yeah. What separates? You know, I was down in New York, a couple of cigar lounges down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are big metropolitan places,
Right.
and I got to tell you, I went, wow. If I was in that spot doing what I do here, I couldn't imagine. It's crazy, but 'cause I'm very picky. I critique a lot, and I could go in and critique them, and just like I love to be critiqued, because I need to know my negatives if I'm still not doing something right, because I don't know everything.
Right.
You know, if there's something that, like I always ask people here, you know, what do you think something different, or what do you want to try, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, like they said, hey Rick, why don't we do the fight Saturday night? Okay, I said okay, we'll do the fight Saturday night. You know, I listen. You got to listen to your people
Mm-hmm.
in business, no matter what you do. Take the feedback.
And you're always open to feedback, and that's amazing because, like we've spoken about the age gap between us, I've spoken to other business owners that are in your age range. That's it. They're doing it their way. They got out of their job, so they don't have to listen to anybody else. That's it. You're always a servant to somebody else, especially as a business owner.
Absolutely. First thing, you definitely, you know, to yourself to realize that you are it.
Yes.
Okay, getting to the other side of the fence, I call it. You know, we climb and climb and climb, and sometimes people just get right there. Like I was asked the last couple of months, you know, people had come in and said, hey Rick, you know, I want to start this business. And I said, okay, well, come on in, come in the back, we'll talk a little bit. And,
Right.
you know, the intentions are there, but they never showed back up. So how serious are you?
Right.
Like, look, I was scared too. We all get scared.
Right.
You know, we go, oh, you know, what are we going to do? But if you believe in yourself and then you watch it grow and listen and learn, you're going to be successful. There's no way you cannot be successful. Right now, tonight, March 15th, where it's a Wednesday night, I have a great bunch of people out there tonight, you know. As soon as I walk in, you always acknowledge everybody. So how you doing, this and that. You can't just take it for granted.
Right.
Never take anything for granted.
That's
You
right.
get, a lot of people might get complacent in business. They're always thinking of the next thing. So with that, I know that a couple people had some questions, right?
Yes.
I'm going to try to keep it like at a half hour because, you know, I could ramble for an hour if you want me to, but I don't want to bore anybody.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
So I'm going to kind of state a little bit of a format.
Right.
So I know some people had asked some questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability. And then what will happen is if I can't answer it 100%, I have other outlets that we're going to get the answers.
That's right.
Okay. And like I said, you can come, you know, we're going to do this once a month did we set a date once a month?
Tuesday or Wednesdays.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, like a set date.
Yeah.
Not just yet.
Not
No,
yet.
no.
We're going to work on a set date. So like if we're doing it that night and you want to come into the shop
That's right.
and you want to talk afterwards, or maybe we even have it on here.
Yeah. Come on in. We'll have an audience at one
What-
point.
yeah.
Have you sit there. You can ask questions from the sidebar.
Absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
you know, people out there, they see all the microphones back here and they see all this stuff. They go, Rick, what are you doing now? Rick, what are you doing now? I go, I'm doing a podcast. They go, you are awesome. You're crazy. I go, yeah, because you have to be a little nuts.
Right.
But that nuttiness is, again, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't take that risk, if you don't take that chance, how you ever going to know? I don't mention names, but, I have a buddy of mine back in the day wanted to start a business. One of the smartest guys I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he could do it. Sometimes they never get there.
That's right.
And what holds you back? You know what holds you back? You.
That's right. You're the only thing that can stop you.
You're the only thing.
You're the only thing in your way.
I had to move out of my way.
All right, so let's get into a couple of these questions here. Now, for questions, you can enter these in at the bottom in the comments of YouTube. You can send them into the Spotify. You can just message us directly. Or you can go to cigarsatthecastle.com, which is where the first question comes from. We have David. What's the point of a 401k if you have a side business that's already bringing you in money?
Well, if you have a side business already bringing you money, that's good. As far as I know, with the 401ks, it's basically more of a stock market type of thing.
Right.
What's the guarantee in the stock market? Right?
That's right.
You know, I never got into stocks, because it's a risk.
Right.
That's a high risk.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned.
That's a risk you can't control.
Correct.
It's completely out of your control whether it goes up or down.
Completely. I knew this one person, right? A lot of money. They have all this money in their stocks, and I said, so you trust this one guy with all your millions?
Right.
And I'm sitting there, I couldn't fathom it. Right? I'm sitting there going, okay, but some people are really good at that.
That's right.
I have another friend who's, I guess in stocks, like the bell goes off, he's right there, he's on it, he's this and that. I mean, again, that's passion.
That's right.
And he's successful in it. I believe everybody's wired for something.
Right.
You just have to wait till you get there to see where that wire connects.
That's right.
Right. I'm not an expert in that at all. I never took that risk because I'm more of a tangible guy. Here's this great cigar, right? Cigars at Castle. I took it. I rang it up. We're going to make some money. We're going to pay some bills with it. And I have control. I have control of that. That's what I got for that. Get a stockbroker.
Get somebody who knows what they're doing.
Get someone who knows what they're doing. Find out what that person's expertise is. I did buy one stock. I bought this stock that someone told me to buy, right?
Okay.
Because I said, I'll give it a shot.
Right.
I already lost half my money. Okay. It's already half of what it was.
That's
so
right.
I'm sitting there going, all right. All right. So you tell me again.
Right.
Am I going to invest again? I mean, I've had it for about 2 years, and I don't see anything really.
Right.
Maybe I picked the wrong one, or again, these people who are in that game every day.
Right.
Those are the ones you got to talk to.
That's right.
Find. There's a bunch of them out there. Whoever does what with what, I don't know.
Right.
But,
right. And I got it going across the screen here or here. I don't know where I'm going to put it. This is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. I'm not giving you any kind of financial advice. But what I can say, they make it very easy and very accessible for new people to get into it, 18 and up. You can start an account, and you can trade with Webull, Robinhood. You can trade with anything. Again, not financial advice. But if you watch it every single day, like you're saying, if that's what you're doing and that's what you're all in about, that's what you're passionate about, go do it.
Go do it.
Go do it.
Absolutely. What's holding you back?
Exactly.
Do it. Like gold today was 1926. It was 1906 yesterday. Bang.
Right.
All right. So that's my indicator to what am I doing today? Someone brings in a repair in. Someone brings in something. Someone wants to buy something big. I have to price it accordingly. In the retail world, which I run more of a wholesale kind of business than retail because we do everything ourselves.
Right.
There's no middlemen. There's no one cutting from it. But that took some years.
Right.
And this is why I'm saying from the beginning, you got to be all in. And the faster that you figure it out, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
Right.
Definitely in the long run.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Right.
That's what we got for that. Thanks for bringing up my stuff because it is true. Well, we can, but we're not.
Right.
Look, we're a
We're
couple
not.
of guys here sitting, having some cigars, bull crapping, right? How can you beat that, right?
Having a good time, hanging
Having a
out
good
together.
time, you know.
All right, we got our second question here. This one from Isabella. I'm nervous about putting money into my passion now. 10 years ago, I liked something very different than what I like today. How do I know I won't fall out of love with what I invest in or what I put my money into?
Well, you're going to go try it. You know, that's why the first 3 years of business, a lot of businesses, 3 to 5 years, businesses fail because maybe you kind of lose it. You get frustrated.
Right.
All of a sudden, you didn't know that all of a sudden you got hit with this or you got hit with that. And you start getting frustrated. I have a girl who does my peanut brittle, right?
Peanut brittle.
Yeah.
What is peanut brittle?
Well, peanut brittle is like that hard candy with peanuts in it.
Okay. All right.
Right?
All right.
Pecans and a whole bunch of stuff.
Gotcha.
So one day we were talking, and did she ever know she was going to be the peanut brittle queen? All right. I went to high school with her. All right. And we started talking one time, and I said, because in cigars, a lot of people pair drinks, some cognacs or some bourbons with cigars. And I'm not into all that kind of stuff, but it's big in the cigar business, and a lot of guys come in here, they do it, and they teach me about it.
Right.
So, but one day I was sitting around going, because a lot of guys like chocolate with their cigars,
Okay.
right? So I said, hey, I'm going to bring some peanut brittle in. I'm going to pair cigars with peanut brittle.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it was fantastic. Right? The guys love the peanut brittle with cigars.
Okay.
There's I got the hot, I got the pecan, I got a whole bunch of different ones.
Okay.
And she lives across state now,
Mm-hmm.
so she ships it into me, and she makes it at home.
Ooh.
Okay, this isn't just some factory.
Right.
That's just brought off the factory line.
Right. Right.
So that was an offspring to my business.
Mm-hmm.
But it gave everybody in here something else to try, and that's where the passion comes in. Those ideas keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
It might not hit you right away, but that one hit me.
No, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's just finding new things every single day, or finding new things every once in a while. You try these new ideas to make your original idea, the thing that you fell in love with, even better.
Right. Who knew peanut brittle and cigars? I've never seen it out there. Right.
I didn't even know what peanut brittle was until right now.
Jeez,
I'm having to give it a try after this.
That's what I'm saying. It was fantastic. When you're in business, especially years and years as you go, you got to try different things. Because if it doesn't work, you just try again.
Right.
You just try again. So if you fall out of love with it, you'll find another one. Did I ever think I was going to have a couple businesses back when I was your age? No way. No way was that ever going to happen. I couldn't even get out of my own way.
Right.
But things happened, and then you just grew. And then you grow into it. And then you come up with these ideas. And then you bounce off your ideas to other people. That's what I do. I bounce a lot of ideas off of people in my circle, and I'll say, hey, what do you think? And I can just tell by their face, they'll go, I don't know about that. I don't know. And sometimes when that happens, I go, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? When they go, I don't know about that.
It's like,
I
I'm
said,
trying it.
I'm trying that one. Right? So, but I love it. You got to keep trying. So if you lost some money because you tried it,
Right.
you know what I chalk it up as?
What's that?
Another education.
That's right.
Okay. Doctors, what's it cost you to go to school today? $250,000, $500,000, whatever it is, to become a doctor, right? And then all of a sudden he's not a doctor anymore. You spent all that money.
Right.
So you're going to spend some money. It's education. You're educating yourself, and best thing is you go to other businesses that are your competitors. And that's what I did.
Right.
In both places.
Right.
I just checked it out, see what was going on. So the old saying is too, also, if you throw enough spaghetti on the wall, something's gonna stick. You
Love
know,
this one.
I got pounds of spaghetti on the wall, right? But just keep trying,
That's right.
and that's all you can do. So you'll find something that you'll love, especially if you're built. I really wasn't built for business. I didn't think I was, but I'm built now.
Right.
Okay, but that took years,
Right.
years of staying in there, and took a lot of shots along the way, but now, like I said, if you don't know, just ask.
Ask a question.
Ask a question. It's not hard.
Right.
You know.
And would you rather be 65 years old, sad that you never took the shot, or 65 years old with some debt, knowing that you tried some things,
Absolutely.
that you gave it a shot?
I can remember when I first was throwing it out, and it was like, oh, I don't know. Well, here we are. So and let me tell you, if I can do it, all right? Because if a lot of people know me out there, they know from way back when. If I can do it, you can do it.
That's right.
Hello everyone, co-host and editor Mufassa here, once again to thank you all so much for listening. Please, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow and provide more people information they may be looking for. As you may have noticed, we changed the studio around a little bit. Let us know what you think about it in the comments below. The next episode will be coming out in 2 weeks on April 7th. This is where we'll answer the rest of the questions we received in the website and in the comments below. Thank you to everyone who asked a question. And if you missed out last time, now is your chance. Ask a question down below in the comments or send it in through the website at cigarsatthecastle.com. One more time, you need to find something you're passionate about, ask the question, and be all in. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks.